What's up, everyone? It has been an entirely way too long of time since I've made any videos. For those of you who've actually been sticking around the channel and making random comments on my videos in the past, wondering where I am, wondering if any new videos are coming out, I'm still alive. I'm happy to see that you guys are still there, all 10 of you or so that are still watching and that are interested in the builds. I'm sure some of you are probably still here from the rally days where we were building the rally car, but it's been an incredibly busy year and a half, 2 years that I've had since I put out a video. I still have the rally car. It is in a completely different state than the last video that you saw it in, where we had literally just finished up the tube front end. Obviously, it's done. The car's blue. There's a lot of different things going on with it right now, but it's not finished at all. It's been sitting like that since probably March of 2021. So pretty much when the last video went out, that was the last time I did anything to it because I moved, started a new job, did a whole bunch of stuff, moved again. So it's been a really busy time. I do plan on continuing the build with this and hopefully getting on stage in about 2 months at a rally that's relatively close to where I live now. Right now, though, it's pretty much just a storage rack for house supplies as I redo my new house that I just got. Now, if you've seen my videos in the past, you can probably tell that this is not the same 2-car garage that I built the rally car in a long time ago. Obviously, I have a lot more room. I got a new shop when we came to this house, which is awesome. It's taken a lot of work to get to where it is right now. When I moved in, it didn't really have electric, didn't have anything like that, didn't have the loft above me, didn't have all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna show you guys a garage tour in a minute, so stick around for that if you're interested in it. I'm happy with how it's gotten so far. There's still so much that I need to do to get it to where I want it to, but I'm finally to the point where I could stop worrying about just doing shop upgrades and I can actually start working on cars. So I got out of the military last year, pretty much at the same exact time that I put out my last video. And I started a new job. The new job was with Vermont Sports Car. I started working for Subaru Motorsports essentially and going to all their events with Rally and Rally Cross. So that kept me super busy. I moved to Vermont for a long time, lived there. Now I just kind of do that gig on the side. So I still work for them, but it's just a part-time thing for events. But it's really cool that I get to do that because it enables me to go to all the rallies around the country and the rally crosses, work on Travis Pastrana's car, Brandon Semenek's car, people like that. I've gotten a lot more experience with the motorsport realm of things. I've learned a lot of stuff that I'd like to do on my own cars and things like that in the future, which is going to be awesome for future builds because I have so many that I want to do now. Currently, the plan is to try to get the rally car up and running and up to ARA spec for the running of Show Me Rally. So that's in November, which means roughly I have a little over 2 months from now to where I have to have it ready. It needs a lot of work. I didn't finish the wiring, didn't finish like all the little stuff that I really needed to do with the car. And then I got to do a bunch of stuff to get it back up to spec. So I got to add a fire suppression system, the new rally safe stuff. There's just a whole bunch of little stuff that I have to add for the new rules. The fire extinguishers are expired. So that's going to be a whole thing in itself. Plus, obviously, it still needs a lot of work just to even get it back on the road to drive. So obviously behind you, it's a car that you haven't seen before. Eventually, I'd like to turn that into a rallycross / drift car. It's a salvage title wrecked car that I bought trying to rebuild. So far, I haven't done anything with it other than pull it into the shop. But you can see I do have a 2-post lift. It's awesome. Then I got that in. I had to do a lot of work to get that in. Bust up concrete, re-pour pads for it. That was a nightmare when I went to go do it because I tested the concrete. It was thick enough where I tested it. It was 6 inches. So I was like, great. The slab is perfect for the lift. And then I go to install it and the drill bit just sinks right through after 2 inches of depth. So had the lift up, everything was done, essentially just needed to put the anchors in and that happened. So then had to take it down, bust up all that concrete, re-pour pads, wait a month and then put it back up. So that was a pain, but got it done. It's awesome having a lift. I haven't done anything other than raise the car, look at it and be like, wow, this is cool. I wish I could work on it. Don't have time. One day we'll get there though. Now behind me is one of my favorite things in the shop. It's one of the only things that's kind of close to being complete in the shop. And that's like the fabrication area. So you can kind of see, I've got a plasma table now, which is awesome. Just a small Langmuir Systems Crossfire Pro. Gives me a 4x3 plasma cutting envelope. I've only really messed around with it. I've sold some stuff that I cut on it, but I haven't been able to really fabricate anything on my own. But it's gonna be awesome for future builds, things like that. I have a little mill back there. Obviously my air compressor, welding table, belt sander, things like that. But it's a nice area that it's all kind of completely contained by itself. And I don't have to worry about it kind of getting in the way. I got a magnetic brake, which is awesome, up to 16 gauge steel full length, which is cool. Most of the time that's what I'm bending as far as like gussets, things like that. Eventually I'd like to build a press brake so that way I can do a little bit thicker metal, because there's definitely plenty of times that I'll need to bend 1/8 inch or things like that. Now, one of the major things that we had to do when we moved in was we had to upgrade the panel system on the house to 200 amps, because at the time we only had 100 amps going through, powering the shop and the house. And by just saying powering the shop, it's very loose. There was 4 outlets in the entire garage, and it's a pretty big shop. It's a 24 by 34, really tall ceilings. It's a really strange size. They built it for a dump truck because that's what the owner had, I guess. On the electric side of things though, I did have to upgrade the house to 200 amps, like I said. And then we ran 100 amp dedicated out here. And then I did the sub panel. I did everything else in here. So far, I have half the garage done as far as wiring. So I got a bunch of 240 outlets, which are really nice. No, you can't necessarily run a bunch of things at once, but because it's just me in the shop, I wasn't really worried about overloading circuits. As it is now, it's perfectly fine, but I just put a bunch of outlets, so just in case I need to weld something on the other side of the shop, or if I need to weld something in the driveway, I can, which is really convenient. Now, on to the elephant in the room, or rather, it's kind of above me and behind me, the huge loft that I built. This has been a huge lifesaver and game changer for this shop because, like I said, it's not that big. It's actually a 32 by 24. I said 34 earlier, but it is a little smaller. It is a big shop, granted. I'm used to working in a 17 by 18 2-car garage. That's what I built the original rally car in, with a lot of the same tools that I have now. And that was miserable. So this is awesome. It really is. But you can always have more room. And that's kind of where the loft came in, because essentially it added that much more square feet. So it's an 8 by 24 up there. So it adds so much storage, which right now, obviously, it's just a mess. I did build some shelves up there, and it's got a bunch of Rubbermaids and things like that in there. But it's a mess. It's nice though, because I can just like chuck things up there and keep it out of the way. Eventually I want to organize it and build some stuff up there, run power, put lights up there and things like that. Stairs to get up there though are my favorite part about the loft build. So obviously I'm very space constrained right now. So I came up with this. It's a little ghetto. Use a Harbor Freight hoist to raise and lower the stairs. And then obviously I have a bar to support it, because I don't trust the Harbor Freight hoist to really hold it. And I don't stand below it when I raise or lower it, but it makes it super convenient because I get the stairs out of the way, because like I said, I have plenty of height, and a lot of it's pretty much unusable except for with the loft. So this makes a good use of all that space, and it keeps the stairs out of my way, and it's really easy to raise and lower them, and it just takes a few seconds. So yeah, just like that, super easy to get up into the loft. They are a little sketchy. I need to build a handrail. I need to build a handrail for the whole thing, honestly, because like I said, it is a little sketchy going up there right now. Now we got the part we don't really look at or talk about. So I haven't really done anything with this part of the shop other than paint it. So I haven't run any power over here yet, actually, to this whole half of the garage. This is just the neglected area where I just store things right now. A bunch of wood scraps, drywall, things like that. Like I said, we still have to add electric all along the walls here. This whole area is going to be built out with cabinets, going to kind of make it a workbench area, wiring, that kind of stuff. Drawers everywhere, places to put consumable items, things like that. Should be really nice and functional one day when I get there, hopefully relatively soon, like I keep saying. And then behind me, obviously, it's kind of much the same. No electric over here. We have the old workbench that I built a long time ago on YouTube. Got a bunch of views for my channel anyway. Still here, super abused now, paint all over it, need to refinish it. I'll probably end up getting rid of it because it doesn't really fit my space and what I planned for it, and it takes up a lot of room. It was great in the old shop, not so good here because I really have no need for it. And I think I'd rather go with nice cabinet drawers rather than just toolboxes for everything. I also built that tire mount for the ceiling, super sturdy. You can use it as a pull-up bar if you really want to. Right now I've got like 14 tires up there, something like that. And I need to add some more because I've got a bunch more floating around. Anyway, I'm going to end this video out now. If you guys have anything specific that you want to see for the shop or something that I skipped over that I have done right now, let me know in the comments. I'll film it and I'll put it in a video. One thing I didn't mention, the shop is attached to the house, which is weird. It's a monstrosity. It's like in front of the house. It's super ugly. But it's also attached to a 2.5 car garage as well, which is awesome because that gives me a place to park. Well, not me to park, my wife to park her car. And then I also have like all my woodworking and stuff like that in there. So I don't have to worry about cluttering up this part of the garage. This can just be automotive fabrication, that kind of stuff around here. And then I can have everything else separate in that garage, which is really convenient. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for this video. Thanks for watching it. If you made it this far, you're definitely dedicated, or you really like my shop or something like that, I don't know, subscribe. It'll be all the shop videos that I have so far. Pretty much every project that I've done in detail will be out hopefully weekly from here on out if I stick to my plan. Just gotta not stay super busy with work and then work on my house and things like that. So I gotta find time to do this. So that way I can keep getting the videos out. And like I said, hopefully we'll get the rally car out for November. So start looking for new videos on that as we get that back together and hopefully get back to racing in November. So anyway, see you guys.